Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is the first video that I'm making over here, and I think I'm going to call this channel March 8th because that is when my birthday is, and we have the beautiful and lovely March 7th here. So I figured that it would be a good channel name, but my real name's Eric, and I actually am originally a League of Legends content creator that I've been doing for quite a while, and I've always thought it would be fun to create like a gacha channel because I talk about these games a lot on my stream while like I'm playing League. And I thought it would be fun to make maybe a channel for these games instead, and we can build a little gacha community here. So I figured for my first video, it would be fun to kind of show my Star Rail account. Star Rail is my favorite one of the gacha games that I play. I currently play the big four, so Star Rail, Genshin, Zenless Zone Zero, and Wuthering Waves. And I figured I'd show my Star Rail account first, so yeah, this is just kind of a stream of thought video. This is not like a scripted, planned thing. It's just, let's do this for fun. So we're gonna go in the order that the banners came out. So we're gonna start with Sila over here, who I pulled on her first banner. By the way, I'm a day one player, so I've been playing like literally during that like anniversary thing that it shows your stats for the year. I played every day last year, and I'm pretty sure I played pretty much every day in the prior year. So I've been playing this game quite a lot and quite for a long time. I've been around the Star Rail roller coaster. Sila, I did get on her first banner. I did not pull her light cone, although I did get her E1 like really recently on a 50-50 loss for Castis' banner, and I don't know how to feel about it because I think her Eidolons stink. But I used Sila for the longest time when she first came out. She was like my 1.0 carry. I think anyone here that played in 1.0 and pulled Sila, you know how like she was the it girl for a while, and then now she kind of fell off and she's just sitting on the bench, but that's okay. She has been honorably discharged, so she can sit on the bench and live her days there until maybe she gets a buff one day. I know that there's some people who do like crazy zero cycles with her still, with like low cost teams, but like couldn't be me. Yeah, I do like her though. So I did skip Jing Yuan after her. I don't have Jing Yuan, but then I did pull Silverwolf, who I really do like. I remember when she first came out, I thought like, oh my god, she's a future-proof unit. Like this weakness implant, so good. She's never gonna be bad. Like, oh my god, they're doing their big one with Silverwolf, but that kind of didn't age well. She has definitely fallen off. She's arguably worse than Pella, which I didn't even know at the time. I still like her though. I don't regret pulling her at all. She definitely did help me during like the early game a bit, and I'm really stoked for her buffs that are coming next patch because I think that they're like totally going to bring her back into relevancy. So really looking forward to her buffs next patch. I do like her. I don't have any Eidolons for her, and I just used the 4-star event one on her. So that's Silverwolf. After Silverwolf, we got Lucha. Lucha, I kind of pulled him on a whim. I remember his banner was coming to like an end, and I figured I'd just throw a 50-50 at him, and I did, and I won the 50-50. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't imagine how the early game would have been like for me had I not had Lucha. This character is so comfortable. He's just a pure skill point generator, and he carried me really hard, especially during difficult simulated universe content in the earlier like 1.0 stages of the game. Don't regret pulling him at all. I really like him, and recently he has kind of gotten re-employed a little bit with teams like Maide or Castis. I did swap him over to the new Relic set alongside the new Planner set. Not the best build, but you know, he's chilling. I don't have any Eidolons, and for the light cone, I'm currently using Quid Pro Quo, but for the longest time, I just used Perfect Timing on him because it had him on it, and I think it worked pretty well. But I've been trying some new stuff with Quid Pro Quo the few times that I use him these days. Like Lucha, I think he's a cool character. I still like him. So after Lucha, then we had Blade. Blade, I actually didn't get on his first banner. I got Blade on a rerun. I pulled him because I needed a wind carry to beat an MOC. Like I was stuck being only able to like get one less star than the max stars for MOC 12, but then I decided like, okay, I'm pulling Blade. So I pulled Blade, and I don't remember if it was guaranteed or 50-50. I feel like it might have been a 50-50. And he helped me get full stars in that MOC, so he did his job. I do like Blade as a character. I think he's really cool, and especially I like using him with like Jade, which I'll talk more about later. I am looking forward to his buffs as well next patch. I maybe will like rebuild him and like give him a little bit of tender love and care after then, but for now he's kind of just sitting on the bench. He's cool though. I like Blade, and I like the memes that people make about Blade. I think those are great too. So after Blade, we have Kfka. Love Kfka. I needed her. I pulled her on the first banner. I don't have her light cone. I'm using Eyes of the Prey. I didn't feel like you really needed her light cone, although these days I kind of want it. I hope they add it to like that shop where you can get it for like the battle pass or whatever. Have no eidolons for her, but yeah, I love Kfka. She's fallen off, but next patch she's getting pretty massively buffed, and I'm really, really excited for that. I actually started changing around her build already for those buffs, which is maybe dumb because they usually change their like buffs and kits and stuff on the like test server or whatever, but I figured why not prepare for her now. Like, I'm excited, so I did that already. Like Kfka a lot. So after Kfka, we have Dan Hung Imbibitor Lune, or Imbibitor Lune. I think that's the right way to say it. I didn't pull him on his initial banner. I actually got him during his 2.0 rerun, and he's probably the biggest regret pull that I have, honestly. I think Dan Hung he's not bad, and he wasn't bad back in 2.0 either, but like I personally just like never needed him. Like, I had Dr. Ratio at that point, who was like an imaginary carry, but like, I don't know, guys. I guess the amount of pulls that I got in 2.0 were like, the pulling demon came over me and I pulled him. I don't have any eidolons. I don't have his light cone. I never use him these days. I think he's a cool character, but I think you need his E2 to like make him actually good, or like in modern content. I think he could use like a little bit of a buff eventually, like soon eventually. So yeah, that's Dan Hung. After him, we had Fushwan. Fushwan, I really, really love. This character has carried me alongside Lucha in like every hard Divergent or like simulated universe content that we got back in 1.0. I pulled her light cone, but on a rerun, and I don't regret it at all. I think it's a really comfortable light cone, and the artwork is really pretty. I like it a lot. I don't have any eidolons for her. I kind of hope that I lose a 50-50 one day. One, that I don't care about that much. Two, her E1, because I feel like if you switch her to the new healer set, plus her E1, that's like 45 extra crit damage, or 45% extra crit damage to your entire team. And that's like pretty good on top of her 12% crit rate. So I love Fushwan. I still use her sometimes to this date, but I feel like content lately hasn't really been catered towards her. So I find myself more using like the newer like abundance characters, or even Lucha. Okay, so after Fushwan, we had Jing Liu, who I did skip. I remember me and my brother, who also plays the game, we both 50-50 Jing Liu together at the same time, and we literally both lost our 50-50s to Yang Cheng. So it was, we both got ice carries, it just wasn't the one that we wanted, but it ended up being fine because afterwards I pulled Topaz, and I really wanted Topaz. Like, in that patch, she was the one who I wanted more. Which is funny, because I remember back then people were like, oh, Topaz is like, man, Jing Liu is so good, Topaz isn't that great. And to be fair, maybe back then that was true, but I saw the potential in Topaz. I pulled her back then. I used her a lot back then. I still use her sometimes. One of my favorite characters in the game. I do have her light cone that I got on a rerun eventually before I would use her with swordplay, and I really like her for my follow-up teams, and I just love her design. I love her little pig, Numby. I don't have any eidolons though. I kind of hope that they add her to like the shop, and I have a feeling they might do that because she has some replacements these days, so I can get her E1. But until then, she's totally fine as is, and she works really well. And I do use her sometimes. Not all the time, but I do use her sometimes. I like her a lot. All right, so after Topaz, we have Huo Huo. Huo Huo is one of the sustainers that I find myself using the most. I think she's adorable. Like, look at her. She even has like little eye bags. Adorable character. Absolutely love her design. I think she's cute. And I really like her kit too. I think her autoplay can be kind of annoying though. Like, for those of you who have E0 Huo Huo, let me know if sometimes she just doesn't heal for you too. Because sometimes, guys, she just doesn't use her skill when she has all the skill points in the world. And it kind of gets me mad. But she's still great. I use her. She's aged extremely well. I use her on many teams even to this date. I don't have any eidolons. I remember I tried to pull her E1 when her first banner was here. And then I saw the abundance thing pop up and I was really excited. And let's just say it ended up being a Bailu. So that was depressing. But yeah, I don't have her light cone. I'm using right now post-op conversation on her for the extra energy recharge. And I use her a lot with like my Aglia team especially, which is the one I have equipped right now. So after her, we have Argenti. I actually didn't mean to get Argenti at all, but I'm kind of happy that I did. Even though I don't use him that much these days, I currently have him on a Herda like slave build where all he's like good for is providing stacks to like my Herda team, which is cool. Like, that's, a cool use case. Probably a better use case than him as like a hyper carry these days. But yeah, I didn't want him. I actually did a random like 10 pull on my stream when he came out, and he came home early, so he wanted to be on my account. I did use him quite a bit, and I still use him for fun every now and then, but he could use a little bit of a buff for sure. That's Argenti though. I think he's cool from a design perspective. Kind of a random character though. Like he's one of the Kias. Like, and if you don't know what a Kia is, they're kind of like a flop. You know, he's kind of a forgotten character. So after Argenti, we have the original GOAT of Honkai Star Rail that I feel like everyone pulled for, and especially now everyone has because of the anniversary like reward, is Miss Ronme. I do have her and her weapon, and I have her at E1 because I got the extra copy for free with the like event that we had recently. Love Ronme. I mean, there's not much to say about her. I think she's still one of the best characters in the game. Used her all the time back then. Use her on a regular basis now. I really, really like her. I think her design's cool. But I will say, I think she's a little bit boring in the story. Like, I wish that they spent more time developing her as a character or just gave her more screen time. I thought her story quest was, like, a little bit boring. But I still think she's a great character. I love her. So after Ronme, we have Dr. Ratio. Where is he? Where they gave... who they gave for free to everyone in the game at the time. I did actually wind up pulling his light cone, which now is on Fei Zhao. Ever since Fei Zhao came out, I kind of stopped using Dr. Ratio. I really like his character though. I think he's cool. I think his voice acting is like one of the best in the game, and I really liked his role in the story. And he served me very well when I used him. He carried me through a lot of content. I have no Eidolons. And yeah, genuinely, he was great. But now he's resting on the bench where he is living. But anyways, after we have Dr. Ratio, we have 2.0 starting, and we have Black Swan, who I did pull as well. So where is she? She's somewhere here. That's Jade. That's not Black Swan. Here she is. So Black Swan is our dot queen to go with Kfka, and I do have her E1. I got it actually on a rerun of hers at like 30 pity. I was really, really happy and excited for that. And I don't have her light cone. I'm using her on Eyes of the Prey. And I don't use her that much these days, but I did use her quite a bit back when like Dot was actually good for a few patches. But I'm really looking forward to the Kfka buffs that are coming next patch, because they're probably going to boost Black Swan into relevancy as well. With the amount of like extra stacking that Kfka is going to be able to do and extra detonation on the Arcana stacks, I think that this is a great buff not only for her, but also for Black Swan. So that's Black Swan, and I think the E1 is going to be really nice for any Dot team that comes out too. Maybe a future Dot character like... Hylicines or whatever, High Silence. So after her, we had Sparkle. I do have Sparkle as well, and her weapon. I know Eidolons. I like Sparkle a lot. I think she gets a lot of hate these days for, like, I think people undervalue her, especially because, like, with units like Archer coming out next patch that are definitely gonna, like, love using her, and even Finon, who is gonna like using her as well. I think she has a bad, like, rep for, like, no reason. I understand that, like, you know, Sunday came, and Sunday's really, really good, and Branya's also really, really good, but I still think Sparkle has a place in the game, and I think that she'll age pretty well as the game goes on, and they add more units like Archer. Her light cone is something that I kind of regret getting, but I do, like, my thought process with getting it was, like, she's going to give the whole team 10% crit rate, and then Fushwan's going to give the whole team 12% crit rate, so that's 22% extra crit rate to the entire team, and that seemed pretty broken in my mind, which, to be fair, it kind of is. But the Mono Quantum Dream was dead, like a patch after it came out. RIP. I don't necessarily regret it. It's just Dance 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 is so good on her too that you really don't need it. But, you know, it is what it is. Not the worst thing ever. But after Sparkle, we have Acheron here. I did pull Acheron, and I did pull her Light Cone. This is also one of my regret pulls in the game. I don't know. I really like Acheron as a character. Well, she's a regret pull, and she's not a regret pull. I like her as a character. I thought her story was cool, and I think she just looks really, really cool. Like, probably a lot of people think. No Eidolons or anything like that either, but her gameplay didn't really connect with me very well, especially because, like, spoiler alert, I don't have Jiaoqiu, and I didn't pull for him, and I kind of don't want him. Yeah, her gameplay didn't really connect with me. I do plan to repurpose her Light Cone for Cypher when she comes out, which is... I'll talk about that later. But, you know... why I don't regret pulling Acheron is because of her technique. This character has saved me so much time in the overworld and simulated universe. It is actually insane. I think that if you have Acheron, like, if you pull Acheron even just for her technique, it's, like, kind of worth it, because, like, who wants to fight those random, like, overworld ads? Not me. But otherwise, gameplay-wise, I don't really, really love her that much. So she's going to be on the bench, I think, for the foreseeable future. Afterwards, we have Aventurine, who I got as well, and I'm using the S5 Battle Pass Light Cone on him because it has the highest base defense out of a non-5-star Light Cone, and it also gives defense percent, so I can reach that 4k defense threshold. No Eidolons. I like Aventurine. I think he's good. He's probably one of the sustains that I find myself using the least these days, but I think that's partially just due to the fact that like a lot of the content these days needs like a healer and not a preservation. I still think he's great. I think he's a cool character. I like his animations. I like him. I really like follow up as like an archetype. So we have him over here. I'll probably use him a lot more like later on when content isn't so like HP drain shield. So now we move on to one of my top probably 3 favorite characters in Star Rail, maybe top 5 for sure, is Robin. She was my favorite at the time when she came out. I love Robin so much. When she came out, I was like, okay, I need her light cone. I love the artwork and I just need it. And then I need her E1 too, which I was really lucky and got it at like 60 pity when her first banner was here. I remember like grinding all of Penacony and getting all of the chests just so I can like get another 50-50. And now I ended up getting her E1, which I think everyone knows, or maybe not everyone knows, but it is one of the best Eidolons in the game, and it has helped my account like so much. I still use Robin every day. Love her. One of my favorite characters in the game. Couldn't be happier with her. But I think I'm happy with my investment level on her right now. Like, I don't think I would go for anything higher than what I have. So, really like Robin. After her, we have... who is after Robin? Hold on. Oh, Boot Hill. So I don't have Boot Hill. I decided to skip him. I wasn't sold on Break as like an archetype just yet, so I didn't pull him, and I didn't care for how he looked either. I'm more of like a waifu puller than husbando puller, but like I got a few husbandos here and there. Yeah, I didn't pull Boot Hill, and I did not pull Firefly as well, which is kind of a, you know, I'm one of the base people that skipped Firefly for Jade. I don't know, Firefly to me, she just meh. Like, she's fine, she's cool, she's whatever, but I didn't really want her, so I skipped her, and instead I got Jade, which I love Jade. She is also top 5 favorite characters in the game, maybe top 3. I do have her E1, which I pulled on the 2.0 rerun that she just, or 3.0 rerun that she just had now. I remember trying to pull for it when her first banner was here, and then losing my 50-50 to Bailu, and I was really, really upset about that, but it is what it is. I do have her also on a fast build so she could generate some skill points, and I'm using right now the S5 Battle Pass light cone on her. She's really, really good. Like on Fribbles, which is like a website that like rates your characters, she has a really good build. I think it's like 110% or 100 something. She has a good build. I like my Jade a lot. I really love her. I love using her with follow-up attacks, you know, with like Fei Zhao I meant, or like even on meme teams like with Aglia and putting her mark on the garment maker. Even with like Anaxa, I just think she's really fun. And of course with Hera, and I do not regret at all pulling her E1. I would consider getting even her light cone maybe on like a rerun in the future if there's nothing else that I want in sight, which is honestly unlikely with given how many pulls I do. Regardless, love Jade. So after Jade, we have Yoon Lee. I did pull Yoon Lee and I did get her light cone as well, which I was happy about. I don't regret getting her light cone because I think it's really good, and I don't regret getting Yoon Lee because her gameplay is really, really unique, and I like the counterattack playstyle, but I don't use her that much these days. Her gameplay is like a little bit too involved for me. Like, you can't autoplay her well, and I kind of like I autoplay like 80% of the time. Like, let's be real. I do use her though when I want to do like meme MOC runs and stuff, and she still performs great. I think she's one of the most underrated characters in the game, and I do not have any Eidolons. Really like Yoon Lee. I think she's built pretty well, and I definitely could see myself using her more in the future. I just currently don't use her too much these days. So I did skip Jiaoqiu, who was after her, but I did get Fei Zhao. So Fei Zhao I really like. Follow-up is like top 2 of my favorite playstyles in the game. I really, really like Fei Zhao. I didn't pull her light cone because I actually just gave her the Dr. Ratio one that I pulled way back when he came out, and it works really, really well, surprisingly. So yeah, I'm using right now the Dr. Ratio light cone, and I don't plan to like further invest in her anymore. I have no Eidolons with her. Yeah, I think she's built pretty well. I like her. That's pretty much all there is to that one. So after her, we had Lingsha. So Fei Zhao ate up all of my pulls, and I actually totally planned to not get Lingsha, but RNGesus himself came down and blessed my account by giving me a 30 pity Lingsha, like 50-50 win, and this was one of the luckiest and best pulls that has ever happened to my account. I absolutely love using Lingsha. She is one of the most used sustainers on my team, like even to this date. I use her all the time. I mean, if you have Lingsha, why don't we ask the audience? You guys know she's great. Love Lingsha, one of the best characters, and she got even better with the Lucha light cone that you can get a lot easier now through like the more expensive battle passes, which I actually got. And low-key, it's kind of like a signature light cone for Lingsha if you're not using her on a break team. Like, this is a signature. Like, this should have a Lingsha picture on it too. You know what I mean? It should have Lucha and Lingsha. I really like Lingsha. Yeah, not much else to say about her. I love her little Fushwan little bunny, and I enjoy using her. So after her, we have Rappa. So when Rappa came out, I was like, all right, this is my time to pull a break character. Like, I already had Ronme, I already had Harmony main character. So I was like, you know what? I already had Lingsha. I was like, all right, Eric, you're pulling Rappa. So I pulled Rappa, and I did wind up getting her light cone too. And I think it was pretty early, so I was happy about that because it's a good light cone. I love Rappa. She is my break character of choice. On the Firefly versus Rappa like debate, which is very contested, I am definitely team Rappa. I think that in general in Star Rail, I have no Eidolons by the way. I think that AoE is just better than any other damage like amount in the game. Like single target is kind of weak. Blast, kind of weak. AoE, not weak, but you know what I mean. Like, if you can just hit everything on the screen, that's just better. Usually, there's very little sacrifice for that, which in the case of Rappa, I feel like that's definitely true. I really like Rappa. I use her pretty frequently to this date. You know, I use her a lot when content is like break shield. I love my Rappa. I really like her. She's a Kia character, but I love her for that. She also hasn't reran in like 6 months, so I'm happy that I picked her up when she first came out, because I'm sure people who missed out on her and want her now are like, dang it, I should have pulled her when she first came out if you were playing back then. So after then, we have Sunday. Sunday I like a lot, but I didn't pull his light cone, and I don't have any Eidolons. I feel like people overrate his light cone. Like, Sunday is a character that people like, they say that his light cone is like the best light cone in the game, but I'm like, is it really though? I feel like it's totally fine using the Bronya one. I guess the one thing is that this buff only lasts for 1 turn versus Sunday's light cone lasts for like 2 turns and it's a bigger buff. And of course the skill points are nice too, but like this one gives me a skill point too. So I'm totally fine with my current investment on Sunday, although I would consider getting his light cone. Like I would, like the extra skill points is kind of nice, and I use him with my Aglia team, so that 2-turn buff is really useful because Aglia goes like a trillion times before Sunday. Yeah, his E1 is also insane. I would consider maybe going E1 S1 eventually, but I like Sunday. Some people like love Sunday. I like Sunday. He's cool. I'm not obsessed with him like some people, but he's cool. I have nothing against him. He's a cool character. And I love Robin, so I needed her brother. So after then, we had Fugue, who I pulled. Fugue, I currently use just S5 pearls on her, and she is one of my highest invested characters. I got both of these on the recent, like on the anniversary banner that just came out. Both of these were early and 50-50 wins. So, I mean, I'll take it. It's nice. Like my Rappa team is very happy with that. I think I got like one of these on like 50 pity and the other one on like 30 pity. Guys, the gambling addiction, I just kept rolling, but I don't regret it at all. I think these are great Eidolons. I think she's a great character. I remember being really excited when I heard that we were getting a 5-star Tingyan. So, you know, I really like her. I will say, I think that her character in the story could have been done a little bit better. They didn't give her a lot of time. I think that patch was like a little bit not the best when it came to like the storytelling with Fugue. I hope that they develop her character a little bit more in the future, but I love Tingyan, and I really like when they give like 5-star versions of 4-star characters in general. I think that's like a cool idea. So I have her, and I do have her E2 S0 with pearls. I wouldn't consider getting her light cone. Her light cone's, I don't think it's that good. Okay, so now we have probably my favorite character in the entire game, the Hera. I love her. Just everything about her. I love her. I love her gameplay. I love her team building. I love her damage. I love her design. I love her voice acting. Everything about it I really, really like. I pulled her light cone actually like just the other day on her most recent rerun. I used to use the battle pass one on her. And I had her, okay, so I got her E1 on her first banner at like 60 pity, and I actually got a double 5-star. I got her and Himiko, so I was guaranteed then. It was great for Aglia. So this patch, I was like, all right, Eric, like you already have the E1, you're getting E2 in her light cone, and I got it. No regrets there at all. I think she's going to be great for even like at least a year plus on my account with E2 S1. Even before then, she was already like amazing. Love Hera. Probably favorite character in the game. Well, she's tied with actually Aglia, who came out right after her. I absolutely adore Aglia. Love her. She wanted to be on my account too. I was guaranteed from my pulls that I told about, like on Hera, who was the banner before her, but then on her banner. So listen, I got Aglia, and then at 6 pity, I got her E1, and we all know how broken her E1 is at making her like more of an actual character. So I don't have her light cone yet, but I really want it. I think I'm going to go for it when she reruns now on like the next phase. So currently I'm using an S1 of Sweat Now Cry Less. And yeah, I want to like build her up. She's built really well, don't get me wrong. You know, I put time into her. but I really want to get her like with her light cone and the optimal speed setup with Sunday when I actually, if I actually get her light cone. So that's Aglia. I really like her. Her gameplay is just extremely fun to me. I love her special synergies with units like Robin and Tribi, like how she can double proc their like damages with her joint attacks. And generally, I just really love her character. Her storyline was excellent. Like, her voice acting is like the best in the game, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, she actually has the same voice actress as Gwenfin, which I didn't know for a while. And like, my mind was kind of blown. But her and Herta are both probably my two favorite acting performances in the game too. I love Aglia. I cannot stress it enough, and I think I will be using her for many months and hopefully many years to come before hopefully she doesn't get power crept. That's why I need her light cone. But anyways, after Aglia, then we had Tribi, who's also one of my top 5 favorite characters. Tribi came out around my birthday, March 8th, and I did get her light cone. So I got her light cone, and I got her E2. So I actually lost my 50-50 on Tribi. Then I got her first copy at 20 pity, her E1 at 60 pity, and then her E2 at like 20 pity again. So I did a little wailing for her, I'm not gonna lie. It was my birthday. I like Tribi. She actually reminds me of my favorite character in League of Legends, who's Zoe. So, her like effects and just how broken she is as well, and her role on the team. I love like supports that also do damage. So she really is up my alley in terms of like her gameplay as well. Love Tribi. She like boosts literally any team that I have her on is like just giga cracked. Like, she is the carry. I think she's built really well as well. I have her at 70 over 223, but with the poet set, she's actually overcapping a little bit on crit rate, but it's not the end of the world. I'm not like too upset at that. But regardless, after then we had Mighty, who I did pull. I just decided to do a 50-50 on him. I had the pull, so I was like, man, whatever. And I did get him. I don't have his light cone. I don't have any Eidolons. I actually lost his light cone 50-50 to Bailu's light cone. This is like a common reoccurrence, guys. Let me just show you something really quickly. That's all I need to say. And let me show you for comparison. Guys, I don't get any of the other 5 stars. All I get are Bailu's and her light cone. I have 3 Bailu light cones, and they're not equipped to anyone. Hate that character. Put her in the hydraulic press and turn it on. So yeah, I did get Mighty though, the character, and I don't really mind that I didn't get his light cone. I use him now with Castis. I think that they make a fun team, and just this patch I got the blade light cone in the battle pass thingy, and I think it's great on him. So really happy with my Mighty. I think he's a character that I didn't expect to like as much as I actually do. Like, I didn't expect to like Mighty that much, because yeah, but when I actually got him and use him, I really do enjoy his gameplay. So like Mighty, but I don't think I would invest in him any further. Maybe his E1 I think is one of the best in the game. Like, if I had, the gambling gods took over my body, he's rerunning, I already got the other character, I would do pulls on his banner, and if I got his E1 early, I would be very happy, but I'm not gonna like go for it. So we have Castis. I kind of felt FOMO to get Castis. I got her a lot because of the global passive, and I did like her gameplay, or I do like her gameplay, rather. I think it's really cool. She has some of the best animations in the game. I have her on an S3 Sweat Now Cry Less. I didn't pull her light cone. I actually used a Bailu light cone on her for a little bit, and it worked pretty well, but now I swapped her to this one. And no Eidolons. Yeah, she's cool. I really only use her with Mighty. Like, Mighty Castis together is a really fun team. So I use her sometimes, and really, since I have an E2S1 Tribi, I don't need any investment on any of these characters. Tribi is literally the carry behind the scenes, so they perform great. Like, I've 0 cycled with this team with like my E0, S0, both these two, but it's literally just a Tribi showcase, so wailing anyways. Okay, so after that we have Anaxa. So I love Herta, and I love Jade too, but I was like, I want all the options for my Herta team, so I definitely wanted Anaxa. I won my 50-50 on him, and I had him E0, S0 for a while. Got his light cone at 30 pity randomly, which was guaranteed because of my Mighty light cone incident, and got his E1 at like 25 pity, or one or the other. I think this was 25 pity, this was 30 pity. So not gonna complain. He's a great support. I like actually using him on teams where you're not supposed to take him too. Like, I feel like with his E1 S1's Death Shred, he's actually a really good generalist support. So I sometimes use him with like Aglia for like the lore reasons, and it actually works really, really well. Love him. Use him with Herta as well. Great character. Loved his story, and I really like his design, and I really like his gameplay. I wish they gave him a little bit more animations, as I think probably a lot of us here wish, but regardless, I still really like him. And yeah, I want to swap him eventually to the Genius Brilliant Stars set, like the Quantum one. but I farmed Scholar so much that like good luck to me getting better pieces than my Scholar pieces. So for now he's like this, and I like using him as either a hyper carry with Bronya or on the Herta team. Like I think him as a hyper carry is super underrated and actually like super competent with like the best DPSs in the game. Like he's up there. So that brings us to the current banner, which is Hyacine. So Hyacine, I did wind up getting. I lost my 50-50 to Himiko E2, but then I winded up getting her. I like Hyacine. I feel like she's a character that I think, like in my head, knowing myself, I would like her more. She's cute, and little Ika, you know, he's fat. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just kidding. I like her. I think she's cute. I like her gameplay. Again, I love characters that are supports but also DPSs, and she definitely fits that build. But I'm not like as in love with her as like I think I would be otherwise. I don't know. Weird. But I do like her. I like that she shares a voice actress with Rochia from Wuthering Waves. I do like Rochia. So she's cute. I don't regret getting her at all, and I know I'm going to use her a lot. I already use her with my Herta team or with like my Mighty Casters team. I like her. So in the future, guys, I'll just briefly go over my future plans then and who I'm excited for. So I have my Gwennathine right now on the build that I would use for my Cypher. Just don't even think about it, guys. Let's just look at the stats here. She has good crit rate because remember, Cypher gets 50% crit rate for free, so about 100%. Her speed will be 170 with Cypher's like speed stuff that she has, and a lot of crit damage. And I gave her Acheron's Light Cone because why would I not? It's sitting there and not used. So I figure I'm just going to use this Light Cone on her and not get her signature because, yeah, I can, and why not, even though I know her signature is pretty good. But, like, if I really want the Depth Shred, I can just use Pearls on her. But I kind of want her to be more of a sub-DPS anyways. So, yeah, that's going to be a Cypher, my favorite Kia character. So into the future, I don't plan to get Finon, I don't plan to get Saber, and Archer is going to be given for free. I don't know. Finon looks really, really cool. Maybe I'll do some pulls if I get him early, I'll be happy. But yeah, I don't plan to get Finon or anyone in 3.4. I actually, who I'm really excited for is Hysilene for the dot team, and even more so than anyone else, Dark March 7th, if that winds up being a thing. Allegedly it might be, because yeah, she's one of my favorite characters in the game, and this channel is going to be March 8th, so of course I need March 7th dark form, and maybe I'd get her light cone or something. But yeah, guys, that's my Honkai Star Rail account. This video is probably very long. I don't know if I want to edit it or anything. I hope it's not boring. Hopefully, maybe someone could fall asleep to it or something. But yeah, let me know, guys, who your favorite characters are in the comments. Let me know what your future pulling plans are, what your favorite team is, all that kind of stuff. And join my Discord server. We have really, really nice gacha channels on there where it's pretty active and everyone's really, really kind there. And we always give each other advice. We meme around a lot. So make sure you join my Discord down in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.